Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to learn very important vocabulary for the IELTS speaking test. Many IELTS candidates use the same words again and again, and because of this, their band score does not improve. If you want to score band 7 or higher, you must show the examiner that you have a wide range of vocabulary. In this video, you will learn 40 powerful synonyms that you can use instead of common words. By the end of this video, you will feel more confident and ready to use advanced vocabulary in IELTS speaking test. So take a paper and pen. For every words you already know, give yourself 1 point and comment below how many words you know. Let's start the lesson. Now let's begin with word 1. The first word that is used a lot in the topic of environment is recycle. Instead, try using repurpose, meaning to find a new repurpose of something. For example, instead of throwing away old clothes, I try to recycle them by making them into clothes for cleaning or reusable bag. This because instead of throwing away old clothes, I try to repurpose them into clothes for cleaning or reusable bags. A common adjective when talking about the effect on the environment is dangerous. If we want to be empathic and say that something is extremely dangerous or harmful, we can say the adjective detrimental. Deforestation is extremely dangerous of the future of our planet. Deforestation is extremely detrimental to the future of our planet. Notice that we use the preposition to the detrimental. A really useful word to talk about something that is good for the environment is environmentally friendly. This is already fairly advanced, but if you want to take it one step further, try eco-consumption. More companies are becoming environmentally friendly by reducing plastic waste in their packaging. More companies are becoming eco-conscious by reducing plastic waste in their packaging. Weather and climate are topics that are commonly connected to the environment too. So you might talk about conditions such as a heavy rain. Although heavy rain is a great collection, it consists of fairly simple vocabulary. To show off your vocabulary knowledge, you need to use more complex words. A more advanced way of saying this is a downpour. For example, lots of regions have experienced more heavy rain than usual in recent years. This becomes lots of foreign have experienced more downpour than usual in recent years. Remember that rain is an uncountable noun, so it doesn't have a plural form. On the other hand, downpour is a countable, so we can use the plural form downpours. The next word on the list is a sustainable. This is a word we say when talking about environmental issue, referring to how long different fuels, resources, or materials can last. Another way of saying this is a more advanced way in viable in the long run. This is a fantastic way of describing how capable something is of being successful or lasting for a long time. Solar power is considered a sustainable energy source. Solar power is considered a viable energy source in the long run. Also, when talking about animals, we use the word extinct a lot. This refers to species which eventually die as a result of not having enough food or adequate living conditions. Instead, use wiped out It means the same thing, but it is a slightly more informal. Excessive hunting and habit destruction can lead to many animals becoming extinct. Excessive hunting and habit destruction can lead to many animals become wiped out. Now let's move to the topic of technology. This is another topic that come up to a lot in the IELTS speaking exam. Let's take a look at modern. When referring to technology, we can use the amazing advanced word cutting edge. The company invests heavily in modern technology to stay ahead of its competitors. The company is invests heavily in cutting edge technology to stay ahead of its competitors. A common word when talking about technology is the noun innovations, referring to a brand new product, idea, or method. A great paraphrase of this is the noun breakthrough. For instance, the inventions of artificial intelligence powered chatbots was an interesting innovation in technology. These changes to innovations of artificial intelligence powered chatbots was an interesting breakthrough in technology. The next word is very common when talking about technology, mostly because technology often breaks and goes wrong. It is the verb fix. There are so many alternatives for fix, but specifically when talking about identifying and fixing issues on your devices, a good paraphrasing is a troubleshoot. Then IT technical helped me fix the connectivity issue on my laptop. This because the IT technicians helped me troubleshoot the connectivity issue on my laptop. Remember that troubleshoot is a technological specific. Now, here a word that many people use a lot. Easy. When talking about easy, something is to use, particularly a device, app, or website, we can use the amazing paraphrases user friendly. The new mobile app is extremely easy to use. That changes to the new mobile apps is extremely user friendly. Excellent advanced adjective to express something that is out of use as absolute. DVDs are almost completely out of use due to the rise of streaming services. DVD have become almost absolute due to the rise of streaming services. Notice that I use the verb become with obsolete. We tend to say username when talking about people's social media profiles. Well, you can modify that using handle. This is actually used a lot in casual natural conversation by proficient English speakers. His username on social media is easy to remember and has 1,000 of followers. His handle on social media is easy to remember and has 1,000 of followers. When discussing professional relationship, it's like that we will mention our manager or boss. Another way of referring to someone in a higher position to you at work in the noun superior. Employees should feel comfortable discussing concerns with their manager at work. Employees should feel comfortable discussing concern with their superior at work. It goes without saying that if we are discussing work, we are bound to mention something about the money that we earn, or in the other word, our salary. A great formal alternative of this word is a remuneration. The company offers a competitive salary to attract candidates. The company offers competitive remunerations to attract candidates. The topic of changing job might also come up in the IELTS speaking exam. In this case, we could talk about quitting our job. However, instead of using the verb quit, we could opt for the phrasal verb step down. The CEO announced she would quit after 10 years at the company. The CEO announced that she would step down after 10 years at the company. Another common topic for IELTS speaking is education. So let's see a nice word that means subject. That word is a discipline. Psychology is a fascinating subject that explores human behavior. Psychology is a fascinating discipline that explores human behavior. Let's now look at the common verb understand. This is used so often when talking about school and education. So we could change this to it's hard for some students to grasp the complex grammar points of another language. Last but not least, a word that is used a lot in both educational and work field is the noun qualification. To refer to qualification in another way, we can say also use the word credential. Is a qualification includes a bachelor degree and master degree. The credential includes a bachelor degree and master degree. Now we move to family, friends and relationship. When referring to a person with whom you are in a serious and romantic relationship, instead of saying partner, why not trying significant other? For example, she enjoys traveling with her partner whenever they can both get time off work together. She enjoys traveling with her significant other whenever they can both get time off work together. Also, when talking about romantic relationship, we may refer to a separation that someone who was previously in a relationship with someone is no longer with that person. A good advanced paraphrase for this is a breakup. Their separation was difficult, but they tried to stay friends. Their breakup was difficult, but they tried to stay friends. As well as talking about individual friends, we may also speak about a friendship group. We can also use social circle as a synonym. Even though these are similar in the level of language, it is a good to know alternative so you don't end up repeating the same words and phrases. It was difficult to develop a new friendship group when I moved to a new city last year. It was difficult to develop a new social circle when I moved to a new city last year. We might want to describe a good relationship that we have with someone. Instead of using the simple phrase have a good relationship, we could replace it with the excellent phrasal verb get on well. Notice how I have a really good relationship with my colleagues changed to I get on well with my colleagues. When we meet someone new, sometimes we realize quickly that we have a thing in common or have a similar mindset of personalities. When this happens, instead of saying that we connected immediately, we can use the verb click. For example, Jenny I connected immediately at the university orientation meeting on Saturday. I think we are going to be a good friend. Jenny and I clicked at the university orientation meeting on Saturday. I think we are going to be good friends. Our final topic focus for today is a free and time hobby. It comes as a no surprise that most of us like to relax in our free time. To avoid repeating the verb relax, we can replace it with the verb unwind. For example, after a stressful day at work, I like to relax with a good book. After a stressful day at work, I like a typical way that people spend their free time is traveling. If you want to talk about traveling a lot to other countries, you can use the paraphrasing globe-trotting. She has been traveling for years, visiting over 30 countries in total. She has been globe-trotting for years, visiting over 30 countries in total. When we answer questions about our free time and hobbies, we are probably going to express things that we like. Try not to repeat the verb like. One of those is the synonyms be found of. I have always liked attending concerts. I have always been fond of attending concerts. We are probably also going to express that we love something when talking about our free time activities and hobbies. How about trying to synonyms have a deep appreciation for? For instance, he loves fine art and frequently visits galleries. He has a deep appreciation for fine art and frequently visits galleries. In the IELTS speaking test, we will probably be asked about our correct time but there might also be questions about new hobbies or hobbies we want to start doing. A fantastic phrasal verb to refer to starting a new hobby is a take up. For example, I recently started yoga to improve my flexibility. This because I recently took up yoga to improve my flexibilities. Another common free time activity that we might mention is exercise and sport. When talking about very difficult exercise that make us sweat a lot, we might use the phrase work up a sweat. For example, I go to the gym every morning to exercise before work because I go to the gym every morning to work up sweat before work. Sometimes when we are speaking, we end up saying something that isn't correct or that we didn't intend to say. If we want to correct or clarify what we said, then a common phrase is I mean. Another natural yet advanced way of saying this is my using the slightly longer phrase what I am trying to say is. The situation is complicated. I mean, we need to consideration all options before deciding. The situation is complicated. What I am trying to say is that we need to consider all opinions before deciding. There is a great synonym for kind of. That phrase is a somewhat. The movie was kind of disappointing, but the soundtrack was excellent. The movie was somewhat disappointing, but the soundtrack was excellent. When giving opinions in the IELTS speaking test, we often use the phrase to be honest before starting our view. This is a great, but we might want to consider the paraphrase truthfully instead. To be honest, I didn't expect to like knitting as much as I did, but it quickly became my favorite hobby. Truthfully, I didn't expect to like knitting as much as I did, but it quickly became my favorite hobby. Also, when giving opinions, we might want to express that we disagree with something. The phrase I beg to differ is an excellent synonym for this. Many people believe that exams are the best way to test knowledge, but I disagree. Many people believe that exams are the best way to test knowledge, but I beg to differ. Sometimes we need to express that we don't like or dislike something that we don't meet either way, we can also use the phrases "it's all the same to me." Whether we eat out or stay, it I don't mind. Whether we eat out or stay, it's all the same to me. When expressing something that has become a habit, we often use the structure "I'm used to it." To express the same idea, we couldn't also say "it's a second nature to me." After years of coding, she is used to writing complex programs. After years of coding, writing complex program is a second nature to her. A commonly used phrase in IELTS speaking is "in my opinion." While this is a simple and clear, you need to use other phrases if you want to get a high band score. A wonderful alternative is "the way I see it." In my opinion, environmental protection should be a top priority for all governments. The way I see it, environmental protection should be a top priority for all governments. Giving examples throughout the IELTS exam is so important. The most common way to do this is by using "for example." A great phrase is a prime example would be: many countries have implemented renewable energy and policy. For example, Sweden, which heavily invests in wind and solar power. Many countries have implemented renewable energy policy. A prime example would be Sweden, which heavily invests in wind and solar power. In the IELTS speaking exam, you should give lots of details and examples. So to add new ideas, we frequently use the word "also." A nice alternative is the phrase "not to mention." The city has such interesting architecture. Also, it has an incredible food sense. The city has such interesting architecture, not to mention its incredible food science. It's also used to use linking words to explain reasons for things. For this, we can use the phrases "due to." Alternatives, the paraphrase stemming from "work while here." The company has had a lot of recent financial struggles due to poor management decisions. The company has had a lot of recent financial struggle stemming from poor management decision. When we conclude our ideas, it's a good idea to use a linking words. A typical exam is in a conclusion, but if we want to use more advanced language, we couldn't go for the phrase "all in all." In conclusion, the conference was a great success. All in all, the conference was a great success.